In the land where stories weave the night, a shanty drum so full of might. Legends rise with every beat, echoes of the past so sweet. Melodic guitar sings a tune underneath the bright gold moon. Tales of kings and warriors strong, in our hearts they still belong.
The Hare and the Tortoise, the secret of the slow lane.
From the ancient voices loud, let us all sing it proud.
Listen up, my little parrots. Gather around. Daddy has a story for you. Once upon a time, in the heart of the Gola forest, lived a hare. Now, this wasn't just any hare. This was the fastest creature in the whole forest. With a flick of his ears and a flash of his fur, he could outrun any animal. He could leap over streams, dash through thickets, and disappear into the trees in a blink of an eye. But with this incredible speed came an equally incredible ego. This hare was so proud of himself. He loved to show off. He'd spend hours bragging to anyone who would listen. "I'm the fastest," he'd shout, his voice echoing through the trees. "No one can beat me." He'd puff out his chest and strike a fancy pose, hoping everyone would admire him. He'd even race squirrels just for fun, zooming past them with a mischievous grin. The other animals, weary of his constant boasting, would often avert their eyes and pretend not to hear. The wise old owl would shake his head and sigh. The deer would simply graze, ignoring the hare's bragging. But the hare, oblivious to their indifference, continued his relentless self-promotion. He thought he was the most amazing creature in the entire forest, all because he was fast. The hare's arrogance grew with each passing day. He bragged about his speed to everyone he met. The monkeys swinging through the trees, the colorful butterflies fluttering among the flowers, even the sleepy old badger who was trying to take a nap. He'd tell them stories of his amazing speed, of how he could outrun a rushing river and leap over towering trees. He loved the attention, the admiration, the feeling of being the fastest and the best. He even started to brag about things he hadn't even done. He'd tell stories of races he never ran, of animals he never outran. He'd exaggerate his speed, making himself sound even faster than he actually was. He became so caught up in his own boasting that he forgot to enjoy the simple pleasures of the forest, the cool shade of a leafy tree, the sweeter taste of a juicy berry, the playful chase of a butterfly.
So the journey's all been done.
Sunny afternoon, the hare, basking in the warm rays of the sun, decided to up the ante. He strutted towards the lion's den, a magnificent structure carved from ancient stone, and declared to the assembled court, "Your Majesty, I am the fastest creature in the entire kingdom. None can surpass me." The lion, a majestic beast with a mane of shimmering gold, regarded the hare with a mixture of amusement and skepticism. "Such bold claims, little hare," the lion rumbled, his voice echoing through the cavernous hall. "Do you dare to challenge the entire kingdom to a race?" The hare, puffed up with pride, immediately accepted. "Of course, Your Majesty. I fear no one," he declared, his voice booming with confidence. He couldn't wait to show everyone just how fast he really was. A hush fell over the court. The animals exchanged nervous glances. Who would dare challenge the hare? His speed was legendary. The deer, known for their grace and agility, shook their heads in disbelief. The squirrels, quick as lightning, exchanged worried chitters. Even the mighty elephants, lumbering giants of the forest, looked hesitant. The hare, basking in the silence, puffed out his chest further. He reveled in the fear he had instilled in the hearts of his fellow creatures. He was the fastest, the most powerful, the undisputed champion of speed. He imagined the cheers of the crowd, the admiration of the lion, and the envy of all the other animals. He was so caught up in his own glory that he didn't even notice the tiny tortoise in the back of the crowd, who was watching him with a curious glint in his eyes. Just as the hare was about to declare himself the victor by default, a small voice broke the silence. "I will race you, hare," declared a voice, surprisingly strong. All eyes turned towards the source of the sound. It was the tortoise, slowly and deliberately making his way through the crowd. The animals erupted in laughter. The idea of the tortoise, the slowest creature in the forest, challenging the hare was utterly preposterous. The deer snorted, the squirrels giggled, and even the lion couldn't help but chuckle. The hare, initially amused by the tortoise's audacity, quickly grew irritated. "You race me? You're slower than a snail," he scoffed. He couldn't believe that anyone would actually take the tortoise seriously. The lion, intrigued by this unexpected turn of events, regarded the tortoise with a curious gaze. "A tortoise? You wish to race the hare?" he inquired, his voice laced with amusement. The tortoise, unfazed by the laughter, nodded firmly. "Yes, Your Majesty." The lion, sensing the growing tension, decided to let the unexpected race proceed. After all, a little excitement never hurt anyone. The hare, still chuckling, couldn't contain his amusement. "This will be the easiest race I've ever run," he thought to himself. He imagined the tortoise lumbering along, while he would be a blur of brown, a streak of lightning across the forest floor. He already envisioned himself crossing the finish line, the cheers of the crowd ringing in his ears. He even started to plan his victory speech. The lion intervened. "Very well," he declared. "The race will commence at dawn tomorrow. The course will wind through the Whispering Woods, and the finish line will be marked by the ancient oak tree." The hare, confident of an easy victory, strutted away, leaving the tortoise to ponder his strategy. He knew he could not compete with the hare's speed. He needed a different approach, a cunning plan to overcome his natural disadvantage. That evening, the tortoise sought the counsel of the wise old owl, a creature renowned for its wisdom and insight. The owl, perched on a gnarled branch, listened patiently as the tortoise explained his predicament. "The hare is incredibly fast," the tortoise admitted, his voice tinged with concern. "I don't know how I can possibly win." The owl, with a knowing twinkle in his eye, hooted softly. "Patience, tortoise," he advised. "Remember the old saying, slow and steady wins the race." The owl's words resonated deeply with the tortoise. He began to formulate a plan. He would not try to outrun the hare. Instead, he would rely on his determination and unwavering pace. He would not stop. He would not rest. He would simply keep moving forward, step by steady step. As the first rays of dawn painted the sky with hues of orange and pink, the tortoise, filled with a newfound determination, made his way to the starting line. The hare, brimming with confidence, stretched his legs and flexed his muscles, eager to prove his superiority. The lion, standing tall and proud, raised his paw. On your marks! Get set! Go! Hare exploded forward, a blur of brown against the vibrant green of the forest. The tortoise, unfazed, began his steady journey. The crowd watched in anticipation. The hare, a distant speck against the backdrop of the trees. The hare, feeling invincible, decided to show off. He leapt over fallen logs, darted through undergrowth, and even took a detour to show off his acrobatic skills, leaping over a babbling brook. He was enjoying himself immensely, convinced that the race was already his. Reaching a sunny clearing, the hare decided to take a brief respite. I'll have plenty of time, he thought, stretching out lazily in the warm sun. The tortoise is so slow. He'll still be miles behind. He closed his eyes, the gentle breeze lulling him into a peaceful slumber. He dreamt of victory, of the cheers of the crowd, of the admiration of the lion, and the envy of his fellow animals. Meanwhile, the tortoise, unhindered by distractions, continued his steady march. He climbed over rocks, navigated through dense undergrowth, and even helped a lost beetle find its way back to its family. He moved slowly but surely, his determination unwavering. He passed a group of curious squirrels who watched him with wide eyes. He greeted a family of rabbits who cheered him on. He even received an encouraging nod from a wise old owl perched high in a tree. The hare awoke with a start. He stretched, yawned, and then his eyes widened in disbelief. He realized with a jolt that he had fallen asleep. He glanced at the sun, now high in the sky. Panic surged through him. He had wasted precious time. He leapt to his feet, his heart pounding. He had to catch up. He sprinted through the forest, his legs pumping furiously, but it was too late. The tortoise, with a final burst of energy, crossed the finish line. The crowd erupted in cheers. The hare, wide-eyed and shocked, watched as the tortoise crossed the finish line. The lion, impressed by the tortoise's victory, praised his perseverance. You have proven that perseverance and patience can overcome even the greatest of speeds, the lion declared. The hare, humbled by his defeat, apologized to the tortoise. I was foolish, arrogant, he admitted. I underestimated you. The tortoise, with a gentle smile, replied, It's all right, hare. We all make mistakes. And that, my little parrots, it's why we say slow and steady wins the race. But there's more to this story. The hare learned that bragging doesn't make you the best. It's about patience, perseverance, and using your strengths wisely. The tortoise learned that even the slowest creature can achieve great things. The hare, humbled by his defeat, began to re-evaluate his life. He realized that arrogance had blinded him to the true meaning of speed. It wasn't just about being the fastest, but about using his abilities wisely, with grace and humility. He began to spend his days practicing his speed, but with a newfound focus. He learned to control his impulses, to hone his skills, and to appreciate the beauty of movement. He even started helping other animals, using his speed to deliver messages, warn them of danger, and assist those in need. The tortoise, meanwhile, became a respected elder in the forest community. He used his newfound fame to inspire others, sharing his story with the younger generation. He taught them the importance of patience, perseverance, and the power of believing in oneself. He became a symbol of hope, a reminder that even the slowest among them could achieve greatness. Surprisingly, a deep respect and eventually a genuine friendship blossomed between the hare and the tortoise. The hare, recognizing the tortoise's wisdom and strength of character, sought his advice on various matters. The tortoise, in turn, enjoyed the hare's playful energy and the thrill of his speed. They learned to appreciate each other's unique qualities and discovered that their differences could actually make them a stronger team. One day, the hare, while exploring a particularly dense part of the forest, spotted a patch of succulent berries high up on a tall tree branch. He knew that Tortoise would enjoy them, but the climb was too difficult for the slow-moving creature. Without hesitation, the hare leaped up that tree and gently dropped the berries into the tortoise's outstretched shell. The hare and the tortoise, now respected members of the forest community, began to share their experiences with the younger generation. They would gather around a large oak tree, the hare recounting his youthful arrogance and the valuable lesson he learned, while the tortoise emphasized the importance of patience and perseverance. Their stories became a legend in the forest, inspiring young animals to strive for their goals regardless of their perceived limitations. Inspired by the hare and the tortoise, the animals of the forest began to appreciate each other's strengths and weaknesses. They learned to work together, overcoming challenges that they could not have conquered alone. The forest, once a place of competition and arrogance, became a place of cooperation and mutual respect.
Once they raced in the fiery sun, Hare and Tortoise running on the run. Heat of the race made feelings burn. In the end, it's friendship they did earn. Hare mount calm with a heart so light. Speed for good, he's a different sight. Tortoise steady with wisdom deep. Together now they dreams to reap. Fast and slow they've learned to blend. Two old rivals become dear friends. In this world where balance stays, Hare and Tortoise find their ways. Hare once swift without a care, now he stops to share and care. Tortoise taught him patience is power. Together they bloom like a flower. Racing's done, but lessons stay. Friendship grows in a peaceful way. Hare and Tortoise